Welcome back to Market Makers on PromoGo TV. I'm your host, Rusty Pepper. On Market Makers, we explore the fascinating world of wine, beer, and spirit makers and the stories behind these amazing brands. Joining us today is Don Ferguson, the founder of Teeq Tequila. Welcome to the program, Don.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
I'm looking forward to chatting with you. And to help us get kind of kicked off with the today's show, would you mind sharing a little bit more about your background and how you ended up founding Teeq Tequila?
So to put it out there, I had no experience whatsoever in the spirits industry. Kind of jumped right in. But the background, I used to co-own an independent record label here in Michigan, Detroit, worked with some big artists, and that kind of fizzled out. So I went into corporate America, worked my way up from the very bottom, and went up to divisional vice president of operations. And one day, the next day after my 11-year anniversary, I decided, well, I think I've had enough of this. I need something different. I need something new. And we had already started talking about the tequila, and I decided to make a leap of faith and jump right into it. So I left 5 weeks later, and took about 7 months for Teeq Tequila to come to market, but here we are.
So why tequila?
So I've always been a fan of tequila, and as I started educating myself, I learned that it was a cleaner spirit than most that's out there out on the market. So it's, gluten-free, keto-friendly, low in sugar, low in carbs. The sugars are from the agave, so they're digestible. It takes 7 years just to grow the plant to get it to the point where you can actually make tequila. So there's just a lot of deep, rich history, and I fell in love with it. And I'm kind of a guy that does things against the grain. I like to do different things. So I was drinking tequila before it was kind of popular. I don't know if it's popular now, but it's a lot more popular than when I started.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's definitely more popular than it was even 10 years ago.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's there's been definitely a surge. I think in the last 10 years, sales have gone up in the tequila industry 700%. So pretty dramatic. It's fastest growing smaller spirits category, but still it's rising even more.
Yeah, so tell us about Teeq Tequila. What makes it unique, and what are you most proud of as the father of your Teeq Tequila?
There's a couple of things. We use both agave, the highland and the lowland. On top of it is we have the world's only coconut lime Blanco tequila, all natural flavors from the meat of the coconut and lime. And even with our Reposado, we went against the grain again, and we used second generation whiskey barrels, so Tennessee whiskey barrels, to give it a different, unique flavor. So if we're gonna do this, let's do it big, let's do it different, let's just be disruptors in the industry, right?
And your price points are falling. Where do they fall?
So Blanco is $31.99, coconut lime is $36.99, and then our Reposado is $44.99. So in that, premium spirit category, but not ultra high premium. It's still priced applicably.
And consumers, I know you guys are obviously in Michigan, but you're also now in Florida and California, and I assume you're looking to expand in other places,
Yes.
markets as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So Michigan's been pretty good to us, controlled liquor state. So we had a 3-year plan and decided in 15 months, let's go to 2 other states. So we kind of,
Why not?
why not? We're aggressive with it. And right now we're negotiating on 3 to 4 other states. I think about 3 to 4 other states right now. So California and Florida has just launched. So no real data, but we're picking up some sales slowly but surely. It's exciting.
It definitely is. And I know you're a big social media guy, and
Yeah.
how has that kind of helped you kind of build this brand so rapidly?
So, as a small business owner, you have limited capital. There's limited funding. So I had to learn social media marketing really quick. Going back to the music industry, we used to do grassroots guerrilla warfare marketing is, flyers out in the street, posters, different things like that. Well, you don't do that anymore. It's all digital. We're in a digital era. So social media has been my go-to, and it doesn't really matter what platform I use. I use them all quite differently. I like Facebook because I can control and target it a little bit more, but I would say, a good 75 to 80% of our marketing is in some form or fashion social media. So it's been very instrumental. And there's just a lot more brands that can actually utilize social media in a better way and actually grow a little bit further, as far as reach, visibility, all those key components that drive an ROI.
Yeah, I would imagine, especially as you kind of expand into these markets that are away from your home base, being able to really get traction quickly is critical. And how do you educate and make the consumers of those markets aware of it? And social media is just a perfect way because you can really micro target into those particular areas.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing I've been playing around with now is email marketing, and I'm starting to get kind of hip to text message marketing. So that might be something that I jump into, but I always want to test myself, push and grow, and it's fun. I enjoy it in a weird kind of way to develop and see the reach of our brand when somebody reaches out, and a place we're not even at, and says, "Hey, when are you coming to Oklahoma? When are you coming to Boise, Idaho?" How do you even know of us? Well, social media. That's how big the impact is. So imagine on a global scale, it'd be absolutely fantastic.
Well, I want you to come down here to Texas, get
I
that
know.
down here, and we actually connected via social media. I've been following you for a while, and you do a great job kind of promoting yourself and kind of putting Teeq Tequila out there, and it's been kind of exciting. So I look forward to us doing more collaborations together down the road. Before we go and wrap up, I wanted to ask one more thing. I mean, a couple of things. What were one of the biggest challenges that you faced starting out that you didn't expect?
I think the biggest thing right off the bat was when we got into it, the trade war, the tariffs. They didn't exist. So you get into it, you budget everything, and my wife, our CFO, fantastic, budgeted everything within $100 until there were some tariffs that arrived on our door, and well, now you owe this, and so that was very intimidating. But other than that, is just getting out there and doing the sales, not understanding what it takes to be a salesperson, and you have to become a salesperson. So there's been a lot of challenges, but those are the two that stick out the most.
Yeah. And what's one piece of advice that you would give your younger self, or even anybody that's just starting out?
Well, one of the things is you can plan for a lot, but you can't plan for everything. So plan for as much as you can. Look at your budgets, look at your income, decide how you're going to live, because it's really busy. You have to kind of do it full time, and with that is just take the leap. You eventually just have to go for it. You have to jump and dive straight in. So if you can get those two, you got to be flexible. There's a lot of things you got to be able to problem solve, and there's going to be problems. I mean, we had one with logistics where we were out of product in Michigan for about 6 weeks, just because of some things that went awry, and it's going to happen. But as long as you can have resiliency and continue to move forward, you'll be okay. You got to be able to think positive. But eventually, if there's something that you really want to do, you can think about it and think about it. But eventually, you have to just take action. Just go for it.
Yeah, good advice. And what's your favorite way to drink Teeq Tequila?
I drink neat. So the Reposado, aged in whiskey barrels, that's my favorite. That's really my baby. I know we can't have favorite children, but that is one of my favorite, and I'll just sip it neat. And before you know it, wow, 2/3 of the bottle might be gone. No judgment here though, right?
Ah, hey, it's yours. You can do whatever you want, right?
Yeah, it's fun, but that's why I like it. I like to sip it neat. I like to enjoy it. It's an experience.
How about your wife? How does she drink it?
She's a neat person too, believe it or not. And, with her being a pancreatic cancer survivor of 15 years, the low sugar, she doesn't want to put anything sugary in it to offset that. So she enjoys to drink it neat, or maybe with a fresh squeeze of lime or lemon, something like that. But keep those the sugar calories down for sure.
That's a good way to do it. So,
Yeah, it is
well, Don,
definitely.
we appreciate all of your insight and sharing more about Teeq Tequila. And for our listeners, if you'd like to learn more about Don and Teeq Tequila, please visit us at promogocrm.com and check out our blog. You'll have all the links and information about Don there. And on behalf of all of us at Promogo, thank you for joining us today on Market Makers. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, please reach out to us because we'd love to have you as one of our amazing guests. Till then, I'm Rusty Pepper, VP of Sales at Promogo. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Don.
Thank you.